guest for today is Delaine Moore. And Delaine is the author of a memoir. It's called The Secret Sex Life of a Single Mom. It's available on Amazon, but even more exciting for me and probably a lot of people out there listening is the fact that this is going to be made into a movie on Lifetime, and it's going to be released in 2014. It will be starring Ashley Jones and Alex Carter, so I'm sure Delaine is going to share more info about that upcoming movie. But in addition to being an author, she's a journalist, speaker, and an NLP therapist, and a Mars Venus business and life coach based out of Calgary, Alberta. So welcome, Delaine, and thank you for joining us today on the Family Law Insider podcast.
Hi, Wendy. Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. So congratulations on the book and on the movie.
Yeah, thank you.
And so let's talk a little bit about the inspiration, because based on what I've gathered, the movie is based on your book. Is that right?
That's correct. Yes, it is.
Okay. So can you tell me, Delaine, what it was that inspired you to write the book?
Well, I was married for 7 years, and during that time I had 3 kids. And, you know, relationships, they just get complicated, and that's what I found myself in. And, you know, suddenly infidelities entered the picture, and I was spat out into a singlehood that I had no idea how to navigate. And the changes that happened that year in my life, they happened so hard and fast, and I needed an outlet. So I sat down to write this book thinking that nobody else was ever going to read it, but here we are a few years later, and there's a book, and yeah, now there's a movie.
Okay, that's awesome. So, Delaine, then, there's so many things I want to ask you about, and we only have limited time, but you just rambled off a whole list of things that people might be feeling that you went through. So how did you deal with all of these insecurities and fears, you know, and how would you suggest that somebody address them if they do want to get back into the dating and sex game, but they're haunted by all of these things?
Well, I mean, I think that we have to feel the fear, and we have to do it anyway. I mean, obviously, you have to try to make a good choice, and we're all adults here, and hopefully, you know, I like to think that people are capable of doing that. You don't just randomly jump into bed with someone you don't know. Give people more credit than that. But again, I mean, if the next day you decide that it was a mistake, however you want to categorize that, you will do what you've done thus far in your divorce, and that is feel the pain, recalibrate, and move on. That's just what we do. And if there are any valuable lessons that came out of that, then you extract them and you take them with you. Because sexual experiences, just like a dating experience, everything has lessons in it for us to learn. It's not as if it was a waste of time. And as a grown adult, you can make those choices and change them if you need to. So give yourself some credit. I mean, it's interesting, you know, because we often have this image of ourselves as we go back out there thinking that, you know, it's almost like we're, inside of us, we're 20 years old again, like back before we got married. But I want to remind people, you know, you've got all these years of experience behind you, and even though you're afraid, there's a woman, there's a man in there who's just a very capable and intelligent person, and who can deal with it. And that's all part of allowing yourself to expand, your self-image to expand as you move forward on your divorce journey.